thought about doing a monthly favorites series, but to be honest, I'm not sure I actually think about favorites for a month, nor do I possess the ability to perceive time like that. So I'm going to just wrap it up in a spring favorites video. To start us off, I have a few makeup products. I have this Romance Glasting Balm in the shade Kaya Fig. This is a very popular item, and despite its biggest con, it's still a go-to. It's pretty hydrating and never leaves my lips dry. This product gives my lips the perfect shade of pink. It's described as a classic soft rosy fig color. The color is pretty buildable. The drawback? It gets really messy, as you can see, but it's not such a big deal that I don't use it. I have this in the shade Mauve Whip as well, but it leans a bit cooler. Next up is the Espoir Glow Riser. This is a very hydrating and moisturizing gel-based primer for makeup. It keeps my skin from drying out while providing a good base for makeup and is enhanced with hyaluronic acid, peptides, niacinamide, and vitamin C. It's a bit more expensive than, oh my god, what is that? It's a bit more expensive than what I normally use, which is the e.l.f. Putty Primer, but I noticed that it wasn't compatible for some of my other foundation. My foundation would pill sometimes, so I switched to this, and it doesn't pill. For the past couple of months, I've really enjoyed a simpler makeup routine, and something I reach for consistently is this House of Her Moist Ample Blusher in the shade Cherry Blossom. If cherry blossoms don't scream spring to you, we can't talk. This blends in seamlessly with my skin and leaves my base looking really natural. It almost looks like I just splashed pink watercolor onto my cheeks, and I like that it's long lasting without being sticky. The last makeup item on the list today is a soft brown eyeshadow with small specks of glitter. I don't have a specific shade I'm talking about, but just the concept of a soft brown that adds a little bit of color to the eyes. So these are a couple of shades that I use on a regular basis, and it should give you a good idea. When the sunlight hits my eyes, I hope that whoever's with me sees the specks of glitter because I think it's so pretty. It's not too much, but in short moments where you catch it, it is subtly cute. Ballet flats have been back in trend, and they haven't been a thing since the early 2000s. Suddenly, 20 years later, we're here. I've really been liking these Coach Winley Mary Jane flats I recently got on sale in the color Anthracite. Metallic is not really a pop of color, but it adds a lot of visual interest to an otherwise boring, maybe even plain outfit. I'm not very tall, so I can't wear these out too much because I do want to have some height, but I do find that it's a perfect option when I don't want to wear my sneakers or heels. It's a good middle ground between casual and a little bit more upscale than that. The downside to these, though, are that they really hurt. I can't walk around for a full day in these. I can't tell if it's because I have to break them in, but I went out in them for about 5 hours, and by the third hour, I was already in discomfort. By the fourth hour, I had to really muscle through. This is crazy to me because the reviews talk about how comfortable they are, but they're not that comfortable. So maybe I do have to break these in. A color I've been really into for a while lately, and it has been popular for a good minute, is a powdery baby blue. I have this top that I really like, and it's actually a set. It's a cami with an asymmetrical long sleeve, which can pair with a lot of different bottoms and make it look like I put a lot of effort into the outfit without actually putting much effort into the outfit. The next clothing item are these spring summer pajamas I got. My friend actually helped me get them from Korea because the shipping and the tariffs were going to be really bad. So she helped me get them. Thank you. Shout out to Jelena. They're super comfortable, and when I first got them, I actually wore them for a week straight. I don't know the socially acceptable time frame for how long you can wear pajamas until you need to wash them, so don't come at me if a week is too long. I've tried pajamas from other places before, but these are the ones that I actually really like. I haven't liked any as much as I did these. They are pricey, but I think they're worth it considering it's 100% cotton and there's something I'm gonna wear consistently. If I ever go to Korea, I'd stop by the store just to pick up a couple more sets actually. Moving on, I have been wearing the Tambourines perfume that my friend Jess got me. This is it. It's on my perfume tray right now. She got this for me for my birthday along with another fragrance, but that is not the one we're talking about. She picked it up for me during her trip to Korea last year, and I love her so much for bringing it back. She got this other scent, which was a white musk, but this one that we're talking about is called Lale? I don't know. It is a refreshing tulip scent. I have to read this description for it because I cannot maintain eye contact. I'm really bad at that. So it's described as an understated sweetness, as if you've taken a bite of a neat green apple soaked with the dew of dawn. Other notes are a spicy leather and mimosa, elevated with rich sandalwood, which leave a deep and subtle lingering aftertaste. I don't know about that last part, but the first line is definitely true. I absolutely smell a sweet and refreshing tulip scent from this. Like I've been saying, baby blue is so top tier, and so is this Owala bottle I have in blue ribbons. I got influenced by my friend Victoria from her story, who has this, and I thought to myself, wow, I actually like the design and color of a water bottle for once. The option to sip and to chug water is there. It's leak proof. It keeps my water cold. This is a sealed deal. This is the only color I like, by the way. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten it. There are like so many other colors and designs for this Owala water bottle, but this is the only one. We only have one item for stationery, and it's these bunny stickers from Duru Naru, I don't know. I use my planner every day and I enjoy slapping these stickers on. They feature cherry blossoms and hydrangeas. Like, there's no resisting for me. I don't know if I can count this, but I'm putting it on the list anyway because I can foresee myself going back to this very soon. It is my GR Rico 3. Ever since Ollie fixed my settings for me, it's been a game changer. This is absolutely the most pocketable sized digital camera in existence for me. It fits in my pocket, it fits in every bag I own, and all I do is slip it in a plastic bag it came with. I would get a better case for it, but I haven't seen anything I liked. Having a bulky camera case would defeat the point and like the purpose of having a pocketable camera. This is so travel friendly. Like, why would I slap it into a bulky case to protect it? If anyone has suggestions, I'm up for it. But for now, this plastic bag works until it doesn't work. This might be a crazy item on the list, but I recently made a jalapeno cheddar cheese sourdough loaf, and it was gone within 3 days. I'm planning on baking another one soon. Pistachio milk. Although it's expensive and definitely a splurge, it's part of my favorite matcha latte recipe. The nuttiness from the pistachios is complemented very well with bourbon maple syrup, and the hint of grassiness from the matcha really ties in all the flavors together. On the topic of matcha, I recently got this little sakura charm from my whisk. I have to take it off when I'm whisking though because it gets in the way a lot, but otherwise, when my matcha whisk is just resting, it looks really cute. I've been enjoying this dog clicker. Random item, but relevant if you've watched my other videos where I talk about my dog sometimes. The book I've been reading highly recommended a dog clicker and reconditioning bad habits, so I gave it a try. To be fair, I knew about dog clickers before, but I severely underestimated how helpful and effective they would be. Sora's been responding really well to this, and I've recently gotten him to associate his muzzle with some positivity. I've also paired it with his morning meals where I touch his bowl, and even kind of lift it up with good results. This is something I've thought about for the last couple of years, but I have really wanted my own trees, particularly bonsai trees. I got some cherry blossom trees, which are basically just sticks in a pot right now. But I splurged on some other trees, which are a bit more grown. So this is my juniper bonsai right there, which I just recently trimmed and rewired. This was previously designed in a cloud or semi-cascade style, but I'm making more work for myself. and aiming for like a moyogi design, which is an informal upright style. The other bonsai I have, it's like sitting right there, like, yeah. This is a Sarissa, and it's going to be a big challenge because it's a very moody and sensitive tree. It cannot handle location changes or drastic weather changes, I guess. It might even die in a few weeks based off of that, but I'm willing to give it a shot because it is very dainty and elegant in my opinion. It's just a very pretty tree. It's also known as the snow rose, tree of 1,000 stars, or a Japanese box thorn. Hopefully it'll grow big enough and then I can consider putting it into a bigger pot. Are you familiar with crash out core? This might be too niche. I might be online too often, but it's these.
They said, why is she built like a Bitmoji? Ain't no way. Oh my god. Like, don't you just like love? Like, it's just so beautiful.
Mark! He's wired in. Sorry? He's wired in. Is he? Yes. Now get the fuck off my expo chef now!
Follow your dreams, or I'm gonna beat your ass.
I just need a day between every day to recover from day before, just so I can prepare for the day coming.
I don't watch as much anime as I used to. These are the ones I've watched in the past, and there's only one that really stands out in my mind. It's Frieren. I'm a little late because it was released maybe 2023. I should have watched it in 2024, but I watched it in 2025. I have like a long description here, so don't mind me if I don't watch the screen. Why would you want eye contact anyway? This isn't profound at all, but even though there's a plot, that's not what the series is really about. It's not about the journey to go defeat the evil endgame boss. We're all familiar with this sort of story, especially if we're familiar with fantasy-based worlds. The real journey we're in for is Friren's personal journey and self-discovery. She is an aloof elf who's lived a long life and is just now really grasping what relationships mean to her and what it means to say goodbye. That in itself is going to tug my heartstrings. It's really more of a slice of life anime, but with like a high fantasy setting with funny moments and occasional epic battle scenes. The visuals and the music are stunning. Some people have said that it's a lot of dialogue, but I don't see any of the lines being a waste of time, and I have never questioned why a scene was put there in the first place. It's highly character driven. It's a reflective story that I haven't seen in anime much. I can't say before because there have probably been so many animes that have done that, but there are a lot of games and anime that deal with an epic setting and main storyline where the party defeats the main boss, but Frieren shows what happens after the boss is defeated. Needless to say, I did cry the first episode. How was I supposed to know it was gonna hit me like that? And honestly, I'm willing to keep crying because it is always a good cry. Like, you're crying because maybe I'm just really attached to the characters. So we're almost done with my long list of favorites. It might be funny to include this. It's something I've really enjoyed including in my videos. It's this font called Monsieur Ladulace.
You suck!
It is my most favorite calligraphy/cursive style font at the moment. I've even noticed it being used in Instagram ads, which kind of kills it for me. So at some point I'll move off of it, but for now, I'm liking it. Lastly, we have Haiku by Genevieve. I've loved her songs since Baby Powder came out. She hadn't released anything since 2022. So there was quite a void, but Haiku came out and I will be playing this song whenever I can. That pretty much sums up all of my favorites for spring. Thanks so much if you've made it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. I can't imagine it being very fun listening to some random girl yap about her favorites on the internet, but if this was entertaining at all, that makes me happy. I hope spring has been pleasant for you as it has been for me. I'd like spring to continue a bit longer before summer comes around. Well, I will catch you next time, but until then, take care.